So this is Per Latil from Rights of Nature Sweden. We are celebrating the Rights of Nature in Ecuador Constitution 10 years. And here is the judges from the really interesting court cases in Colombia, and also the lawyers who brought the court case with young people to save the Amazon of Colombia. And I'm meeting Gabriela Eslava, one of the lawyers. Nah, we'll do it the dirty way. Okay. So, Gabriela, I'm really curious about what made you bring that case?
So, in Colombia, we are aware that we have to make peace with nature. We have lived the longest war in Latin America, a war that lasted more than 50 years. And now that war is over, we need to make peace with the most biodiverse ecosystem in our country. That's the Amazon rainforest. So as young people, we gathered in a group of 25 children, teenagers, and young people to make something more. Not only be vegetarians or ride our bicycles to our work or high school, but to make a change in our country. So as we were researching, we became aware that the Amazon rainforest has a deep relation with all the ecosystems in our country. When you cut down a tree, the greenhouse gas emissions increase, and that is the main cause of climate change. So if we stop deforestation, we are contributing to make less, to reduce the probability to live the effects of climate change. So when we discovered that relation, we wanted to do something about it. So that's why we presented a lawsuit against the Colombian government to stop deforestation.
I'll just borrow this from you. and the outcome of that sentence was that the judges actually made the Amazon a legal person. How surprised were you about that?
We were really surprised with the outcome because sometimes young people don't trust themselves, and we wanted to do some change, but to fail was a possibility. So when the Supreme Court of Colombia said that the Amazon is a subject of rights, we said, well, they support us, and they also want to reduce deforestation and to protect the life of this amazing ecosystem. So the Supreme Court also ordered that we have to create together an intergenerational pact for the life of the Amazon rainforest. That means that all generations have to sit together and think how we are going to protect this important part of the planet.
That's so really, really beautiful. And there is also part of that sentence was speaking about the need to protect the Amazon to combat climate change. And I wonder if you can say something about that relationship between the Amazon and the climate, and how this making the Amazon a legal subject, how that is sort of another way of protecting the climate than just trying to curb emissions.
To protect the Amazon rainforest means that we are aware that forests are very important to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but also forests are important for the production of water. So the water I consume every day in the Andean region comes through the wind from the rainforest. In the rainforest, it is produced, the water I consume. So it's vital to the interconnections of all ecosystems. And if we don't take care of that interconnections, and if we don't protect those ecosystems, climate change is going to be a reality. And it's going to be a reality that politicians who are taking decisions right now are not going to live. It's a reality that young people are going to live, and we don't want that future. But we find hope in the Declaration of the Amazon as a subject of rights. And we hope that many children and many young people from other countries try to do something similar, try to grow conscious on how it's important to protect their ecosystems.
That's beautiful. I have one last question, and that's about the judge. He's also here in Quito, and I'm wondering what do you think? How brave did he have to be to make this decision? Why did he do that?
I think the judge was very brave, and he understood his role in an I don't know how to say this in English, social state of rights, his role in society. He understood judges not only have to be aware that lawsuits accomplish all the formats, but that judges have an important role in changing how we approach matters such as climate change. Climate change is not only a matter that it should be important for politicians or for civil society, but judges need to be aware that they have an important role in protecting our planet. And I think that the Supreme Court of Colombia was aware of that, and the result was its declaration of the Amazon as a subject of rights.
Thank you so much. You not only guarded the Amazon of the Colombia, but you actually made an example that's inspiring to the whole world. Thank you, Gabriela.
Gracias.